Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the Sourcing Lowdown, brought to you by Visage.jobs. I'm Evelyn Egan, I'm the Global Crowdsourcing Manager with Visage, and I'm so happy to have my first guest on the show. Really, he needs no introduction. He is a sourcing industry leader, author of 4 books, 3 of which fall under the full stack recruiter umbrella, and one that's written in Czech, which I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I will just embarrass myself and probably bring shame to your language. Please welcome Mr. Jan Tegze. Thank you very much for joining us, Jan, and
Hi
for agreeing to
everyone,
do this.
thanks for having me.
So I do want to ask you so many questions about the book that's written in Czech, but maybe that's a whole separate conversation for a whole separate time, I would say.
Probably.
But what I was reading today, which I loved, was your 20 questions that you answered for the
Oh, okay.
recruiting brain food. And I was reading them and I found them really interesting. And then I came to question 19, which was, what decision makes you say, what was I thinking? And your answer was taking a job in recruitment. And it got me thinking, I actually don't know your story about how you got into recruitment, because everyone has a story on how they got into recruitment. So without spending all night talking about it, give me a really quick rundown as to how you ended up in this beautiful industry of
So
ours.
basically, the short story is when I was studying college, I met one girl and she started their recruitment agency, and I helped them with the IT support and all the things around.
Okay.
Then she asked, and I had in that time I had a really strange hobby. I was applying on colleges because I like to do those tests, the IQ and IQ test and the like general knowledge,
Yes.
and that was some kind of a hobby. I know it's strange, but and in that time I had 2 options. I can go and study the IT university here
Mm-hmm.
at Brno, or I can go work. So basically, that was during summer. So I told that lady, like, hey, I will try. We will see.
Yeah.
Or and and after 3 months, if you fire me or I will leave, I will go to university. There's no problem at all. And after 3 months, I find out that it's interesting.
Yeah.
I had no knowledge at all when I was accepting the job, because I only know that I will be speaking with people about the opportunities. Sounds like fun. I can earn more money than I had previous job, and you know that's perfect,
That's it.
like perfect job.
Yeah.
Just calling people like, hey, I've got a great opportunity. But I didn't realize that their answer in most cases like, why are you calling me, or why calling to
No, I'm not interested.
yeah. So during those 3 months, my idealistic or basically the vision I've got was shattered into pieces, and I start taking that as a challenge. And I
Okay.
was so pissed at the beginning. I was like, no, I definitely find a way how to
Yeah.
make it more interesting and how to convince the people. So I
Mhm.
challenge myself to try to convince as many people as I can during the short period of time. And then I realized that the job is quite interesting.
Mhm.
It's not about what I want or what company wants, but it's
True.
more about what people what people are looking for, what is their expectation. And I really enjoyed, there was the time that
Mhm.
you had to do the personal interview, so basically speak with those people personally, not just over the
Yeah.
phone. And I heard so many stories. Some of those people turned into my friends. That was
Wow.
really interesting, and
Yeah.
honestly I never expected. And I those 5 years in the agency were quite challenging,
Yeah.
but I also met many new friends there, and learned so many things about the industry. And the fun part is that some of those people I met as a candidates, they are working with me currently at the IT
Imagine.
company. So yeah, the world
So
is small.
the world is small, definitely. So what happened? I'm assuming after the 3 months of the summer, you didn't go studying, you
Yeah, I
stayed
stayed.
working.
Yeah, I stayed in job. But
You
plus,
stayed.
the university that I applied for, it was the IT university, and it was really connected with mathematics, and I'm really bad in that.
You
So
were
I was
like,
like,
no.
lifesaver.
Yeah, exactly. And the rest, they say, is history. So
Yep,
imagine
that's correct.
that's,
And I'm working in recruitment field for many years. I'm not going to
yeah.
mention it because sounds like
Well, you've
yeah.
achieved many things in the many years that you have been working in recruitment. So I think, as I'm a firm believer, everything happens for a reason. And most recent, or I suppose a lot of your time now has been with SolarWinds for the last 8 years, 8 or 9 years.
Yes, it will be 8+ years, and it's the company is amazing because
Yeah,
the people that I work with, and they are the sole reason why I'm staying there, and I hope I will stay there for a longer time because those people, every day they challenge me to do better
yeah,
things, be better as a person, as a colleague, and it's like nothing is impossible there. So
yeah.
you can
Well,
always find a way.
you kind of answered my question because and I've often thought about this because we know each other now a couple of years through SourceCon mainly,
Yep.
meeting at conferences and stuff, and then obviously your books and so on. I have more. I have the other two on pre-order. Well, I have, in saying that, I haven't actually given them to myself. I've been giving them out to my team as prizes when they get both. Instead of getting financial bonuses, I've been giving them out your books, because I think learning is the best way to become a far better sourcer. But one of the things I often wondered was, Jan, like, he's so accomplished, he must get inundated with emails from other recruiters, from TA directors, from VPs of HR. Come, set up my team, or run my TA department. And yet here you are with SolarWinds, as a manager for the last 8-9 years. And I think, what are SolarWinds doing? I mean, obviously they're a fantastic company. I know little about them, but I do know that there's some very good things that are said about them. But I mean, you must get some offers, and to say that you are still a manager, managing people, I suppose in one sense I'm like a little jealous of the people that get to report into you, because anybody else with your success could have easily have moved on at this stage. So clearly SolarWinds and the people and the innovation that it offers you is what's keeping you there.
Well, it's all about the people.
Okay.
I'm really grateful for amazing team that is reporting me, and also the other people we've got in team globally, because those people, are not only I can consider some of them as a good
Mm-hmm.
friends, but they are like really good human beings, and that's all about. And the reason, yes, I'm getting some of the offers. Some of them are really interesting, but it's more connected with. Uh, they are usually trying to fix some problem.
Okay.
Like, hey, hire more people, but you can hire more people for a company with really terrible reputation,
Yes. Yes.
and I'm not looking for a change,
Yeah.
or hopefully I don't need to look for a change for
Mm-hmm.
quite time. But
Well, it sounds like you get the change in SolarWinds. Like, I mean, for me, the reason why I've left previous companies is because I haven't been able to get the change, or I haven't been able to maybe innovate, or, get what's missing. But it sounds like with SolarWinds, you're getting that opportunity.
well, that first of all, yes, and I'm really grateful for that. And the second part is I'm always trying to find my own challenge,
Yes.
because there is no boss in the world that will come and tell you learn this, learn that. So I'm
True.
trying to be involved in new things, new project, new things, and I'm really grateful for the that my colleagues from other teams give me the opportunity to cooperate with them. Because, for example, our marketing team, those people are so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that every project that I can work with, or they can work with them on, it's just blessing. They are so creative, talent. Every single time I'm learning lots of new things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's
Then
I'm just
that's it.
super lucky that
Yeah.
I've
And
got
so,
that opportunity.
it does happen. It definitely does happen. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, as I suppose we're all talking about it. It has consumed our lives for the last 10, 11 months, well, short of 10 or 11 months. how has your, I suppose, sourcing recruitment journey been in this COVID um, time that we're all experiencing, or that the whole world is going through at the moment? What differences have you seen? Have you seen any differences in how we're sourcing or how companies are hiring? What's been your, I suppose, overall experience over the last few months?
So honestly, it's challenging for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's there is no question asked. It's challenging. Lots of recruiters from our field lost their jobs. So
Yes.
I know many of them because they contact me, ask me for a tip. So I'm trying to help. I'm don't have any miracle list of jobs or
Mhm.
opportunities for them
Mhm.
located anywhere. But from time to time, people ask me if I know about new sourcer or some sourcer or recruiter. I'm trying to help them, give them some advices about that, or where to find some new opportunities. uh, and regarding the sourcing, or the basically the approach, the candidate approach, I'm seeing that it's interesting that I thought that recruiters will have more time, but I'm seeing that they are using more automatization tools, and they
Mm.
can't properly set up. So you will get the message, dear, add your name as a placeholder instead of
Yes.
name, and other things like, you know, I saw that you are working inside the company, and so it's kind of funny on the
Oh,
one way,
yeah.
but I'm seeing that it's probably also because companies lay off their teams or some of their recruiters from the team, so their teams are smaller, but they
Hmm.
are still need to produce some kind of work.
Hmm.
So they are trying to find some ways, like the optimization, or use some various tools, but they can't study them properly. So
Hmm.
sometimes it's kind of funny to see also on Twitter people are sharing those messages, and I made some of those mistakes too. Nobody
Yeah,
perfect,
everyone does.
but I'm kind of surprised that some companies are basically spending their budgets on tools instead of trainings of those
Hmm.
people, because we have well, we had and we still have the opportunity to improve your team through trainings, through various tests, or basically give them the opportunity to learn something new. And that's one thing that I'm seeing that not many companies are doing. They basically thinking how to remove some of the recruiters from the team because the cost.
Yeah.
I understand it, but they are not thinking about what tools to remove, or are they posting or putting their jobs on the right servers
Hmm.
that bringing the values, because they can spend millions of dollars on things like, I don't know, Glassdoor,
Yeah.
and the value from it could be like almost a zero. And from what I'm seeing, that could be one of the case for many companies.
Hmm.
And if you cut Glassdoor, because
Hmm.
honestly, you probably in most cases you don't need it.
What's the, yeah, the
But
return?
if you cut the Glassdoor costs, now you can get costs for 1, 2 recruiters based on the
Easily.
location and,
Yeah.
of course, the cost. But so I was expecting that more companies will be doing that, some kind of check of all their tools costs, because sometimes you can have your ATS that is providing some mailing services by
Yep.
tracking the emails that you are sending, so you don't need the extra tool for that. Or you
Correct.
have perfect opportunity, and especially
Hmm.
your sourcing team,
Hmm.
if you have one, you have a perfect opportunity, go out there and during these times to test all those tools.
Yes.
They are available, like the competitive tools, so
Hmm.
you can get better prices.
Hmm.
You can get more value from it. Some of
Hmm.
those tools you are using are probably good, but
Hmm.
their competitors are way better. And I'm seeing everywhere in the market there are new tools every single time. And COVID gave us the time to basically give us extra time
Yes.
to spend on learnings and also teaching the team, and also give us the time to explore new
Yeah.
tools, because we usually saying, hey, we don't have a time now.
Yes.
Many companies lower their hiring on when I was checking the hiring globally, it was like 20%, 30%. That's the max. So they lower their hiring activities, but they are not, based on the feedback I'm getting from recruiters, they are not using on things that could help them improve their processes and sourcing, and also it. That thing should, or that time should be perfect time to evaluate those tools, as I
Yeah.
mentioned, so they can just figure out, or they could prepare themselves for the future that will be coming. So
100%. Yeah. You mentioned there about, automation tools, and when they don't necessarily work correctly, like the placeholder and so on. What automation tools have you seen work very well? Or in your experience, when is the right time for a company to look at automation tools?
yeah,
Maybe.
I know that it will sound kind of weird to some people, but I don't use so many automation tools because I still believe that the personal approach, that I rather spend like 10, 15, 20 minutes to check the finding the right person, and then another 40 minutes to prepare the message that the person will not going to uh, reject that easily. So the outreach tools that are on the market, I never saw a tool that is really good, and the tool is usually good as the person who is handling. And when you start using those automatization tools, the problem is, if I'm the customer of that tool and that tool is used by other competitors on the market, all those messages will look the same.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the problem. I'm using various tools for like reporting, to automate reporting. The perfect tool is Tableau. You just put the
Yep.
data there,
Yep.
generate the data, and I'm able to create any recruiting report in Tableau within few minutes. And Tableau is amazing.
Yeah.
But that's for reporting.
Yes.
For outreach, I'm trying to not to use those tools, and trying to personal approach with the candidates. And for other parts like the marketing things, there are tools that help you to share the postings through our various job boards. Then yes, those tools like job target, yes,
Yeah.
that's something that it's very helpful, because you don't need to put your jobs everywhere. You just basically select where you need to share them, and that's all. So tools like job target, definitely yes. Tools for searching for candidates like Amazing Hiring, yes. Or other tools like Ritual. Those are the tools that help you basically automate everything. But the outreach, the contacting candidates through job templates, I still don't find. I still not using those tools like every day, and especially because candidates know there is a template.
Yeah.
And I just trying to be sure that I approach 10, and one of them will be the hire instead of hundreds with one
Sure.
click, because you will always reach out somebody from the similar company. And if you are approaching, for example, if you are reaching people in Google, and those two people that you approach are working in the
People
same
talk.
office,
Yeah.
they will
People
talk. and
talk. Yeah.
and that in that moment I basically killed my two chances there.
Any chance you had.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I 100% agree with you. We have found probably in the last kind of, I suppose, 10 months as such, with Visage, our clients are coming to us not so much for, high volume, or, they've got this big project. I mean, they are part of the reasons as to why they're coming to us. But some of our clients are coming to us because of our outreach function. So not only do we do the sourcing, but you can also outreach candidates through our platform. Now, you absolutely hit the nail on the head, and what you said is your outreach is only as good as your person that's driving the outreach. So one of the first things that we say to our clients are, you will not get the return, you will not get the response unless you personalize your email. And I'm a real big believer on tools that will do follow-ups for you, because as a sourcer, I don't have time to be sending, 1, 2, 3 emails to the same candidate. I want a tool that can come in, I can personalize it, and I know then that the follow-ups are taken care of. The problem, as you said, exists when that user doesn't have time to personalize. They're going to use the company template, or they're going to use that outreach company's template, which is not personalized. And we've had our clients come back to us that have said, candidates wrote back to me and said, wow, you read my profile, because we've been able to allow them the variables to fill in the information, like their job title or their not. Look, is there more that we could be doing as an organization to allow our clients to personalize? Absolutely. But we definitely find that our clients get a lot more return on investment when they do take the time to sit there, create one template, however long it is, a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, but that's really hyper personalized. And we've been saying this in the industry for years, like personalization is key.
Oh, of course. Plus, you mentioned your tool. I like it because it's a combination of the modern AI, machine learning, and all the things behind the tool, and also the human element. It's like it's not the pure AI that some people are trying to, or some people are trying to sell. Like, hey, here is a one click and everything will be done. But
no, we were all sold at the beginning. We all got trapped, and we all said, "Oh my God!"
It's like AI will never going to solve all your problems. Maybe in the future, probably within 10, 20 years, who knows? But the humans are so unpredictable. And one thing that is working on person A is not going to work on person B. And I was chasing one person for one company for 4+ years. Wow. And basically every quarter he told me, hey, I'm not ready to change. I was like, okay, sure, no problem at all. And we chat about various things. And then after almost 4 years, or more than 4 years, that was the right time. Okay. And those approach tool, the tool could send the messages like every quarter. Hey, are you ready to change? Are you ready to change? But the recruitment is and will be about humans, and the human element will be really important part in the future, because you will be in the world that is filled with technical tools, the AI chatbots, the voice bots, etc. And I don't want to spend my time to chat about really important things like career with some freaking chatbot, and because chatbots are just filling the forms. It's the proper it's the way how they are hiding that you are basically filling the form, and you feeling or you've got some experience like, oh my God, you communicate with not communicate with the humans, but it's modern. No, it's not modern. It's just tricking people to fill the forms. And the voice chatbots are not clever enough that they can have the they can really understand the emotional accent, emotions. And every person has a story. And for me as a recruiter, their story is important, because yes, I will not be able to find the job for everyone. That's basically the reality. But what could happen, and what is happening, is that within the 2 weeks or 2 months or even 2 years, there will be the perfect opportunity for that person. And I can remember, and I was like, that person told me that he's looking for that type of job, and because he's bored about this, he could be perfect fit. Or some of my friends could reach me and like, hey, I'm looking for a person who can be fit for that or for this. And helping our job or our job as a recruiters is helped or our companies to find the right profiles and the right candidates, and turn those candidates into our new colleagues, but also we have the ability to help others. They are
Mm-hmm.
struggling. That's the reason why I trying to help the people who reach me. So I'm trying to help to with their CV. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
improve their CV and give them something. I don't have so much time, so I it's kind of impossible to help everyone.
Everyone.
I always yeah, it's tough,
It
but
is.
and I'm trying to help those people for
Mm-hmm.
one simple reason, because I believe it's what we should do, help others,
Yeah.
but it also helping to learn a little bit more about that person. And you never know, the recruitment is about humans and networking.
Yeah.
And I could be in the situation that I will be looking for a job, or my friends will be looking for a job, and
True.
those people could be the people who can help them to find the opportunity. So
Mm-hmm.
it's recruitment, it's not rocket science, but it's hard
Yeah.
because you are dealing with humans,
Mm-hmm.
and you also dealing with the people who react on things. So there is lots of emotions involved, and that's the part that it could not be covered by any AI. No, well, right now it's
No,
not.
not right now. I totally agree. I think we're a long way away from where I think everyone maybe hopes that AI is right now. Like we're definitely not. And I mean, I'm working for an AI company. Like we are marketed as an AI crowdsourcing company. But as I say, or as you kindly said, our we're plugged by humans. Like we could
Yep.
not do our job without our crowd of sourcers, which are dotted across the world. Just to wrap up, Jan, what would your, I guess, one piece of advice be to a recruiter? And I think of myself when I was starting out in 2011, almost 10 years ago. What would be the one piece of advice that you'd give to a newly starting out in their recruitment career or the recruitment journey? What would be the one piece of advice that you'd give to them?
Well, I'm usually saying don't give up,
Yes.
uh, because uh, the there are lots of trends every year. There is a new trend. I personally believe that for 2021, the new trend will be content marketing. The importance of content marketing will
Yeah.
be something that will be uh, big thing in recruitment
Mm-hmm.
during next year, because you will need to properly market your opportunities on the market, that it's still living in the fear of the COVID, the crisis, and you will need to find a way how to properly market with the right content the changes that are happening in your company, because
Mm-hmm.
COVID basically changed the world already, and it will be affecting and changing the way how we work. So if there is a recruiter who just enter our field, so don't give up is the advice, because there will be lots of changes, and
Mm-hmm.
those recruiters, as me and others, we need to be flexible, because those things like COVID, economic crisis, and things that are happening, the environment, the whole thing with the environment will be changing our lives, and it's already changing.
It's
So we
already
need to be
changing.
flexible, and recruiters needs to be flexible, because right now it's not about the ping pong tables in the
Yeah.
company, because no, honestly, nobody cares about ping pong
Nobody
tables. I
cares.
never care about those ping pong
No.
tables, because that's the thing that it's not important.
No.
Work-life balance is way important for people, because our time in the world is limited, and
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to spend the time with the people that close to me, rather than just work 24/7. And we can see that people are also choosing companies. They offer some opportunities, work from home,
Mm-hmm.
working remotely. I still don't think that working remotely will be like super amazing uh,
Forever for every
for
company.
everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
I believe that companies will be still looking for, even if they are going to be looking for remote people, they will be choosing people they will be offering work from home, but from the city, or
Yes.
or
Yeah.
the near areas or that country. It
Yeah.
won't be selecting people in different countries because the tax reason, legal reason,
Yeah.
and there are so many things. But yeah, there are so many articles saying
Mhm.
remote work is the future.
I agree.
Will be probably, but
I mean, I definitely think that companies have to be set up to be able to offer that. Like,
yep.
not every company is going to be able to hire people remotely from different parts of the world. But what I do think COVID has done, especially here in Ireland, remote working or working from home was very, I suppose, wasn't very popular, especially maybe even outside of the big tech giants in Dublin. The smaller companies, it was very alien to them, what I noticed as well is agencies in Ireland, and you've worked in an agency, I've worked in an agency, it's all about being on the phone, going out, physically meeting clients and candidates. And COVID has changed all that. And I think it has definitely shown that, hang on a second, actually we can be productive and we can close deals and hire people by maybe working 2 or 3 days a week from home or giving people that flexibility. So I do definitely agree with you that remote working isn't going to be like, oh, let's move to the Bahamas and we can work from the beach for the rest of our lives.
Well, there's also legal implication that people are always saying that there are digital nomads and they are traveling and working from every country. But if you are working from some specific countries, you need to pay the taxes there.
Yeah, exactly.
And people are breaking laws everywhere. They're almost every country.
Crazy.
So people are ready to work remotely.
Yeah.
But governments and countries are not.
Are not.
So that's something, and it's not going to change overnight because
No.
We have a COVID here for like 11 months or maybe a
Pretty
year.
much. Yeah.
And people are forced to work from home,
Mhm.
but the legislation is not changing.
No.
So it will change, but it will hard for companies because if the company needs to pay for the electricity, internet, and other things,
Yes.
they will probably like, hell no, it will be
No.
cheaper to hire somebody who will be going to office. I
Get an
believe
office,
the
yeah.
future will be like 3 days at work, 2 days from home, or
Agree.
some flexibility, because that's the way how
Yeah.
we are going to work. But hiring people completely remotely across the world, probably not, because you need to have some people, you need to have people in the same time zones,
Yes.
ideally, if you would like to, if you are working on some important things,
Mhm.
because that's the thing that is going to build the relationships. And
Yeah.
the reason why I'm staying in the company is the relationship I developed
This is
during
it.
during
Yeah.
the years. And if I'm just the face and the name from the Zoom call,
I know.
it's like if you have a team of 10 people and you know 8 people personally because you have some relationship, and you have 2 people from like Zoom calls,
Yeah.
and somebody told you, hey, you need to let some people go.
I know.
And that's the tragic of those
Situations.
impersonal
Yeah.
work relationships.
Yeah.
But I completely understand it's not for everyone, and I prefer the combination of work from home and
And having some office.
yeah.
It's funny because our company Visage is set up to be completely remote workers. And I was a bit hesitant when I was joining because I had done remote working previously, but my team were all based in London. So I was the only one. So I'd miss out on team lunches and, like gathering in a boardroom, talking about the end of the quarter and so on. But since I've joined Visage, we're all in the same boat in that we are all remote workers. And although we get on very well over Zoom and we have happy hours and we do fancy dress for Halloween and everything is fantastic, I know for a fact every single one of us just cannot wait for the day that we can all sit in a bar together and just share a drink together, because you want to meet the person, although you can see them and it's just like they're sitting across from you, it's just still not the 100% same as being across a conference table or being across or in a bar.
But I'm not saying that if you are working completely remotely it's something bad, but
no, I know
we are still humans, and I've worked with one person for a year, then I have the opportunity met the person in real life, and that whole working relationship improved drastically because
Of course.
I wasn't only the face and the
Yes.
person
Yeah.
from
As I say,
abroad. So yeah,
we cannot wait. We cannot wait for the day that we can all just get in and it was meant to happen. We were actually meant to all get on a flight to go to Miami on the 14th of March, and then lockdown came on the 16th of March. So we were this close to it. But I totally agree with you. I think there is a lot to be said for the physical human interaction.
well,
But it's a
one
strange
day,
time. One day, exactly. Well, listen, I've taken enough of your time. Thank you so
no
much for
problem at all.
joining us on our first episode. And yeah, thanks again.